Hi friends, welcome to my online tutorial. My name is Pranav Shukla and today we are going for English class, and our today's concern is NCERT class 10 unit 2 Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. Friends, you must have heard the name Nelson Mandela. He is a world renowned, I shouldn't say the political leader, but a freedom fighter, and he freed South African black people, in fact all the black people, from the apartheid political system. That was, in a simple word, I can say, racism against the black people from the white people. And South African people suffered for a long time from such practices from the white people. So Nelson Mandela, along with the other prominent leaders, played a very vital role in making the black people free. He almost devoted his entire life, remained in the prison almost for 30 years, and he freed African people from this racism, from this apartheid political system. So our today's concern is an excerpt from the autobiography of Nelson Mandela. The name of the autobiography is Long Walk to Freedom, and here we have the word apartheid. That is the most prominent word for the particular excerpt that you have to understand. The story goes like that. Black people suffered from a very unusual political system, that is apartheid. This is a system where the racism is practiced. All the fundamental and the other human rights of the black people had been taken away from them. They were exploited, they were seduced. So they suffered from a lot of oppression. And that kind of political system where one race snatches away the rights of the other races, actually they are supposed to be equivalent in getting all the rights, but they were not given such freedom. So this system is called as apartheid. And Nelson Mandela was highly inspired by Gandhiji, adopted his way, Gandhian way of satyagraha and non-violent movement, and ultimately had spent number of years in freedom, in jail, in prison, and his commitment, his dedication, his struggle, his fight worked out, and black people got freedom from this racism, from this apartheid political system, and ultimately the first democratic open elections had been taken place, and Nelson Mandela became the first black president of South Africa, and his oath-taking ceremony is also called as inaugural ceremony, inauguration of new nation with new aspiration, with new hopes, with new freedom. So the speech that he gives on that particular day and the other things that he talks, reveals his heart out, are actually mentioned in this particular excerpt from the autobiography of Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. So let's go for reading the chapter, friends. So here we have the textbook in front of you. First of all, let us understand what is the actual meaning of the term apartheid. That is very important for you. But before that, let's see the name Nelson. Nelson, the spelling is quite different. Rolihla. That is a typical African language. It is pronounced like that. Rolihlahla. Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. And now this is apartheid is a political system that separates people according to their race. Can you say which of these three countries named below had such political system? Obviously we know South Africa. Even black people in America also suffered from the same kind of problem. But here we have the answer as South Africa. Obviously, we have discussed about Nelson Mandela. He settled African National Congress. He spent a lifetime fighting against apartheid. Mandela had to spend 30 years in prison. Finally, democratic elections were held in South Africa in 1994, and Mandela became the first black president of a new nation. In this excerpt, in this chapter from this autobiography, The Long Walk to Freedom, Mandela speaks about a historic occasion, that is namely the inauguration. So what is this inauguration? I already told you what is this inauguration. This is the news line from BBC, published in 1994. I was in 12th standard. Nelson Mandela has become South Africa's first black president after more than 3 centuries of white. I can just make you read this. White rule. Mr. Mandela's African National Congress, that is abbreviated as ANC party, won 252 of the 400 seats in the first democratic elections of South Africa's history. The inauguration ceremony took place in the Union Building's amphitheater in Pretoria. Pretoria is the capital of South Africa. South Africa, as a matter of fact, friends, has got 3 capitals. Here, Pretoria is actually the South Africa's administrative capital, where the president's house is there, government office is there, especially the foreign embassies are there. The legislative parliament and national assembly, national council of province, everything are there in Cape Town, and the other one is Bloemfontein, that is the legislative capital of South Africa. So it has got 3 capitals. So it was taken place in Pretoria, attended by politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries around the world. This is for the first time dignitaries from foreign countries visited South Africa, which was suffering from apartheid political system. Here Mandela says, never, never again will this beautiful land experience the oppression of one by the other. Oppression means exploitation. I can say oppression is a very wide term. Maltreatment, exploitation, tyranny, cruelty, cruel treatment. These all the words actually synonymous to oppression, said Mandela in his address. Jubilant scenes on the streets of Pretoria followed this ceremony with blacks, whites, and coloreds. Even blacks were also called as colored. The Indians also are called as colored. So coloreds celebrating together, more than 100,000 South African men, women, and children of all races sang and danced with joy. So this is for the first time in South Africa, all the kind of races, people have been together celebrating the ceremony that is called as inauguration. Now friends, this is from the autobiography of Nelson Mandela. Let's see what he says. 10th May, that was the day. 10th May dawned bright and clear. For the past few days I had been pleasantly besieged sounded closely by dignitaries and world leaders who were coming to pay their respect before the inauguration. The guests have already arrived before the ceremony. The inauguration would be the largest gathering ever of international leaders on South African soil. Before this ceremony, this many amount of people, especially the dignitaries from all over the world, had never come down to South Africa. So this is a very historic moment. The ceremonies took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheater. Must have seen that building surrounded by in the center there is a playground sort of thing, and in the surrounding the sitting arrangement is there. So you must have seen the ancient Greece and Roman amphitheater. In fact, in almost all the colleges and universities we can see small amphitheaters. Even in the primary schools we have. So that is amphitheater, formed by the union buildings. Again, official seat of South African government and President House is called as Union Buildings, that is in Pretoria. For decades, this had been the seat of white supremacy, and now it was the site of rainbow gathering of. Why says rainbow gathering means earlier it was dominated by only white people, only one color was seen. Now blacks are there, colored people are there, even the white are there. So it's a rainbow glory. Rainbow gathering of different colors and nations for the installation, establishment of South Africa's first democratic non-racial government. So earlier government was not democratic, it was highly racial. Now this is democratic government, and this is something of a proud moment for the South African people, especially the black people. On that lovely autumn day, I was accompanied by my daughter Zanani. This is said by Mandela himself. On the podium is the kind of stage or the table which is used for the speakers to rest the mic upon. Mr. de Klerk was first sworn in as the second deputy president, and then this is friend Nelson Mandela, the man himself. Then Thabo Mbeki was sworn, they took the oath in as the first deputy president. When it was my turn, I pledged to obey and uphold the constitution and to devote myself to well-being of the republic and its people. This is what the president took oath or the pledge as they are supposed to the assembled guest and the watching world. So what was the pledge? What were the words? So this is the pledge that he had taken, and this is the way he has said. Today, all of us do, by our presence here, confer glory, confer matlab give, glory and hope to the newborn liberty. Black South African people had got new liberty, so it is called as newborn liberty. Liberty means freedom. Out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster, the racism of white people against the black, that is called as human disaster over here, that lasted too long, must be born a society of which all humanity will be proud. And now with the death of such racism, apartheid system, a new society has taken the birth. So because of the birth of the new society, free society, liberal society, humanity must be proud. This is what he says. It's a proud moment for the whole world. We who were outlaws not so long ago, see the term outlaws, because of its political system of apartheid, many countries had earlier broken up the diplomatic relations with South Africa. So in this way, South Africa had been rejected by, totally exiled by the rest of the countries of the world. So this situation is called as being outlawed. So we who were outlaws not so long ago, we were not accepted by the world. have today been given the rare privilege. Privilege matlab the means the 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 kind of benefit, the kind of advantage, the kind of pride to be the host to the nations of the world on our own soil. We thank all of our distinguished, very important, very VIP international guests for having come to take possession with people of our country of what is, after all, a common victory for justice. Here he says the victory of black people against the racism from the white people is actually the victory of justice. It is a victory for peace and victory for human dignity. Dignity means pride, self-respect. So, in simple word, black people have earned their self-respect, they have earned peace, and they've got the justice. We have at last achieved our political emancipation, means freedom, freedom from any restriction. So we pledge ourselves, not only he, but the whole South African black people, in fact all people, we pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty. Now the next campaign for Mandela and for the rest of the South African people is to get out of poverty. Deprivation, friends, means being taken away from all the rightful benefits. That is called as deprivation. Suffering and gender and other discrimination. So now the next campaign is to fight against all this devil that is existing in the society. Further he says, never, never, and never again, that is very emphatically said, repeatedly said, shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by the other. The sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. Let freedom reign. Matlab now we should allow the freedom only to reign, matlab to rule. God bless Africa. So this is what he had said in his pledge. So friends, here we end our first part of our second unit, Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. We'll very soon meet for the second part. Thank you very much.